What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb, and I am the proud pastor and founder of the Rehab Christian Center. Listen, this message in this video is twofold. One, let me thank you for all of your support for us during the COVID season that we've been experiencing. We're still not back in the building, but I can't say thank you enough to all of our members and to all of our partners, near and far, who have been instrumental in partnering with us and helping to engage with us and also helping to sow into our ministry on a consistent basis so that we can continue to do ministry the way we do it. So I'm grateful to you. I am certainly praying that the messages, that the ministry, that the teachings have been impactful to you in your life. I'm grateful and so grateful for all that you've done for us over this last 6-7 months. Because of your giving, we have been positioned now to go ahead and do some upgrades and some renovations to our equipment here in the building to prepare for a return back to the building. Don't know when we're coming back, but I do know that we're going to be coming back, and hopefully soon. And so we're working on some sound things and video things. We want to continue to bring this experience to you in both an in-person and virtual space. And so I'm grateful for your giving. It has made that possible, and I simply can't say thank you enough. Now, I want to challenge you. Here's the second reason. We are looking at this building and thinking about whether or not we're going to continue our journey here, if we're going to purchase this space, or if we're going to look to purchase and move on to another space. And so I'm here to introduce our capital campaign. I want to challenge you every single first Sunday, starting in December, to consider planting a $99 seed into our ministry. That's for members, that's for visitors, that's for people who frequent our ministry, who are not members, but they really enjoy the ministry that takes place here. I want to challenge you to sow a $99 seed every first Sunday. One of the things that we want to do is we want to show the banks and we want to show potential lenders that we are prepared for this next phase of ministry that God has us. And so I'm grateful. We'll be celebrating 8 years next August if the Lord wills us. And I want to position us to occupy the land. It might be this land, it might be another land, but I want to position us to occupy the land. And so you should see our mediums of giving on the screen right now. I want to challenge you every first Sunday, starting in December, to plant a $99 seed into this ministry. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to do it. If you're a member of this church, I absolutely am expecting you to continue to sow and plant into your ministry. And I promise you, God's going to bless you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He's going to send people to be a blessing to you because of how you blessed us. All right. And so don't forget the capital campaign. You have been challenged, and I'm grateful for what God's going to do because of your giving. Listen, I love you. I'm praying for you and your family. Peace and blessings. What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb, and it is so good to see you tonight. Life study. Wow, it's Tuesday, and I don't know about you, but life study could not have gotten here fast enough. Today was a virtual learning, just nightmare experience for me and my kiddos. Wow, it was an interesting day, but I'm glad to be here, and I hope you are as well. Listen, I got a powerful word for you tonight. I'm going to talk about this word called validation. And listen, this message tonight is going to be practical, but it is going to be so relevant for your life and something that you can easily apply to your life. I can't wait to share it. Now, before we do, you know what we got to do? We got to go through the drill. I need 2 minutes to do this quickly because I've got to get started. I've got to get into what the Lord has given to me to share with you. And so let's walk through them. Facebook, good evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do me a favor. Make sure you heart this video, like it, heart it. I want you to share this video and then tag 5 people. Even start a watch party. Tag 5 people right now. I want to see this number jump up, climb really quickly. I want you to tag 5 people and tell them to tune in to this broadcast on validation. Wow. What a powerful word that I have for you tonight that I can't wait to share with you. And I need you to help me get the word out. All right.
Tag 5 people. Good evening. If you're in the chat room right now, make sure you say good evening. Speak to everybody. It's rude to come to church and not speak. Speak to everybody. And then I need you to share this video with 5 people on Facebook. Tag them. Tell them to tune in. Maybe they can't watch it right now. Tell them to catch the replay. But I need you to tag 5 people quickly and tell them to tune in. Instagram, good evening to you. My fun crowd. It is good to virtually see you tonight. Certainly praying that God has been blessing you. Make sure if you have not already in the chat room, in the chat area, make sure you say good evening to everybody that is tuned in with you. Those that will watch the replay later, and then hit that little @ symbol. And I want you to tag 5 of your followers right now and tell them to tune in to this broadcast on validation. I'm telling you, this is going to be a powerful word. It is going to be powerful. This is going to be a powerful 30, 35 minutes of your life. And I cannot wait to share it with you. All right. So thank you, Instagram, for tuning in. Thank you for your support every single week. I need you to hit that @ symbol, tag 5 people quickly, tell them to tune in. All right. YouTube, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you have subscribed, if you have not, and this goes for everybody, make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It is the REHABCC is the name of our channel. Just go there and you'll see all of our videos. You can check out all of the past videos and broadcasts and experiences that we've recorded there, especially during this COVID season that we're in. But YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure you comment in the comment section, the live feed that's on our page. Feel free to comment, put your notes there. But also, why don't you invite 5 people? Tell them to subscribe to our channel, to follow our channel on YouTube. And I promise you this message is going to bless them as well. And then finally, Twitter, Periscope. Those of you that are on Twitter and Periscope that follow me on those mediums, good evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do me a favor. I want you to hit that @ symbol as well. Go down your Twitter followers list. I want you to tag 5 people and tell them to tune in. Wow. This message on validation is going to be powerful, and we don't want to miss any beat. And so Twitter, Periscope, thank you for tuning in so faithfully. Like our followers on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for tuning in so faithfully every single week to our broadcast. Excuse me, to our broadcast. And I want you to tag 5 people so that they can be a part of this message. I'm telling you, this message is going to be powerful. I can't wait to share it. All right, come on, y'all. You got 30 seconds. Y'all know this is Tuesday. I try to do it now in 30, 35 minutes max. And I really have to get into this broadcast because I'm telling you, this word is going to be powerful. It's going to bless somebody in a tremendous way. And I cannot wait to share it. And so I've got to jump into this word. I've got to jump into it. So I need you to hit that share button. I need you to hit that like button, that heart button. If you're on Periscope, let me see those hearts go flying up the screen. If you're on Instagram, same thing. Hit those hearts. Let me see those hearts go up the screen. Make sure you share this video with 5 people, regardless of the medium that you're on. And I promise you, this is going to be a blessing to somebody else. All right. Would you do that for me? All right. Now, let's get into it. I'm talking tonight from the topic validation. You probably saw the flyer of this guy that we call Fred Sanford, i.e. Red Fox. And I can't wait to explain what this is all about. We're not quite there yet and being able to explain it yet, but we're going to get to this in the notes in just a second. But I cannot wait to talk about this and why I chose him on this flyer and really how this all connects to validation. But let's get into it. All right. We're going to talk about validation tonight, and really the word validation and what that means for all of you that are tuned in. This is going to be a powerful lesson, and I can't wait to share it. All right. So let's get into it. All right. Number one, at the core of our humanity, right? All of us are human. All of us are human beings. At the core of our humanity is this desire for acceptance. All right. I want you to record that. At the core of our humanity is a desire for acceptance. I'm not talking to you, Siri. You see how nosy my watch is? At the core of our humanity is a desire for acceptance, right? At the core of who we are as human beings is this innate desire to be accepted. And you've got to think about and go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? It's this triangle of hierarchy of needs where Abraham Maslow suggests that all of us have these 5 essential needs, right? They're physiological, there's safety, there's love and belonging, there's esteem, and then there's self-actualization or coming into the realization of who you are, right? So he suggests that all of us have just these 5 layers of needs, regardless of who you are as a human being. So that I found that to be true. And not only is it true, what it suggests to us is that all of us as humans are actually wired to desire acceptance, right? We're wired to desire acceptance, to be accepted, to want to be accepted, right? So some of y'all need to, just from the bat, you need to stop lying and telling folk you don't care if folk don't like you. You need to stop lying, telling folks you don't care if people, don't ever see eye to eye with you. You don't care who like you, who for you, who ain't. You're lying. At the core of who all of us are is this innate desire to want to be accepted on some level, right? And it doesn't mean that you want to be accepted by everybody. I'm not suggesting that you should want to be accepted by everybody. I'm just saying to you that if you're honest, all of us want to be accepted by somebody somewhere, right? And that's what this is really about. And so I am suggesting tonight that while we know Maslow's hierarchy of needs is true, what I am suggesting to you tonight is this. I'm suggesting that you consider the fact that you can care about being accepted, you can care about being validated, but don't be consumed by it. All right? I want you to record that. Care about being validated, care about being accepted, but do not become consumed by it. The minute you are consumed by the notion of being accepted, the minute you are consumed by the notion of being validated, is the minute you are what I call emotionally deficient. Listen to me. The minute, this is good already, you are consumed by validation, you are consumed by acceptance, is the minute you have become emotionally deficient, right? Deficient. You are emotionally deficient the minute your mind is consumed by this idea that I've got to be validated. Everybody has to validate me. Everybody has to accept. When you are in that space, emotionally, you have become deficient. And that's a dangerous place to be in. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. All right. It is a dangerous place to be emotionally deficient and be at a place where you feel like you are so consumed by this need of being validated that you are willing to accept it from any source, from any direction that it comes your way. All right. And so you've got to avoid emotional deficiency. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. All right. You've got to avoid emotional deficiency. Now, the reason I use, and let me get them back on the screen. The reason I use Fred Sanford as a good example here of what to do is because if you watch Fred Sanford, if you've ever watched Fred Sanford, I think Lamont might be my favorite character. I like Fred, but I think I just like Lamont. I've got, other personal reasons why I do. But if you watch, Fred Sanford show, you would notice one thing that is incredibly powerful about him. And the thing that is incredibly powerful about Fred Sanford is the fact that he is so comfortable in his skin. Didn't matter if he and Lamont were hanging around poor people. Didn't matter if he and Lamont were in the junkyard. It didn't matter if he and Lamont were around fancy people. Fred Sanford was who he was at all times. It didn't matter where he was. It didn't matter what he was doing. It didn't matter who he was around. At all times, Fred Sanford was the same person. He never changed. He never looked to people to validate him. He never looked to people to accept him. And in fact, he would say, he would be quick to, to call folks dummies. And now I'm not, I'm not recommending that you call people dummies. I'm not recommending the kind of, conversations that he had with Esther. I'm not recommending that you tell folk off the way he and Esther told each other off. I'm not recommending that. What I'm saying to you, though, is this man on this show was so comfortable in his skin that he did not need external validation. He did not need to be externally accepted by all of these people. Now, it didn't mean he didn't care. He would put his hand on his chest, especially when he got in trouble, he'd be like, Elizabeth, I'm coming to see you, honey. Especially when things really overwhelmed, or he would sing the song, If I Didn't Care, and he would do all of that. If you watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's not that he didn't care. It wasn't that he wasn't human. There were things that touched him, but overall, he was able to manage his emotions. He was able to manage the things that impacted him. And this is where we've got to let the proverbial rubber meet the road. Because if you are going to grow in this space where you don't require validation, you've got to manage your emotions. Watch this. Emotional deficiency will cause you to misdirect your source of validation. I want you to record that. Emotional deficiency will cause you to misdirect your source of validation. Emotional deficiency. When your emotional intelligence levels are lower, it will cause you to misdirect your source of validation. Let me give you some Bible. Look at this. Psalms 118, verse number 5 through 9, New Living Translation. Psalms 118. Let me grab my notes here. Psalms 118, verse 5 through 9, New Living Translation. All right. I want you to get it for me quickly. Psalms 118, verse 5 through 9, New Living Translation. Let me show you something in the word here. All right. And this is going to be powerful. Look at this. If you look at Psalms 118, verses 5 through 9, it says this, verse 5. In my distress, here we go. In my distress, it says, in my distress, I prayed to the Lord, and the Lord answered me and set me free. The Lord is for me, so I will have no fear. What can mere people do to me? Yes, the Lord is for me. He will help me. I will look in triumph at those who hate me. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust people. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. So what David is trying to explain to us is that when he was in a stressed out state, when he was emotionally running low, he discovered that the best way to come out of that is to direct his need for validation to the one person that could help him. This is important. Stress from external sources or pressures can make you bound. I want y'all to record this. Stress from external sources can have you bound. It can have you so bound that people can look at you and be like, look, I don't care if you're smiling. I don't care if you look like you together. I can tell something wrong with you. That's what stress does. Stress has the ability to external pressures, external stressors have the ability to cause you to be bound, to cause you to live bound, right? And so you've got to be careful. If you are in that place, then you will try to correct it in an external way, right? So you'll try to correct the external pressures that are weighing on you, by changing how you look, or changing how you dress, or changing how you smile, or the big one, trying to change what people think. And I'm trying to help some of y'all. Some of you are going to run out of gas trying to change people's opinions about you. Y'all better stop. Do not waste your time. Record this. Do not waste your time trying to change people's opinions about you, right? Those are all external approaches to trying to get validation in your life, and you can't do it. The way you fix it is you have to fix it internally. In other words, how do you feel about yourself, right? Forget what folks think about you. How do you feel about yourself? How comfortable with you, with your own skin, in your own skin? Because again, this man, Fred Sanford, let me tell you something. You ain't have to like how he looked. You ain't have to like how he dressed. But there's one thing we can say about old Fred, and that is Fred was 1,000% comfortable in his skin. And I'm here to tell you, there is a place in your personal walk. There is a place in your personal esteem where you become so comfortable in your own skin that you do not allow other external things to impact you, other external things to validate who you are. You cannot operate in that space. You've got to be comfortable in your own skin to the point where validation does not become external. I don't have to dress it up. I don't have to smile it up. I don't have to look to other people to fix it up. But my validation then becomes internal. It's what I think about me. It's how I feel about me. It's most importantly what I know about me. And it's this inner comfort with who I am, regardless of the circumstance. All right. So that's where we got to be. Now, let me give you 3 reasons. All right. And I'm done. Let me give you 3 reasons why people recklessly seek validation. This is going to be powerful. This is going to be strong. And this is going to be direct. Let me give you 3 reasons why people recklessly seek validation. And I put the word recklessly in there on purpose because some of the things that people do to get validated by others is just way overboard. Let me give you again 3 reasons why. I want you to put this in the notes right now. Somebody's going to read watch the replay, and I want them to see this. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why people recklessly seek validation. All right. If you have not shared this video, this is a good time to share it. If you have not shared this with 5 people, I need you to do this really quickly as you're typing this in the comments. Let me give you 3 reasons why people recklessly seek validation, right? Recklessly. 3 reasons why people recklessly seek validation. All right. Reason number 1. You ready? It's this. They are seeking to replace what was never deposited. They are seeking to replace what was never deposited. Reason number 1, they are seeking to replace what was never deposited. Deposited when, Pastor? What are you talking about? Let me tell you something. A critical element of self-approval, a critical element of self-validation are the seeds of validation that are planted by our parents. I'm about to get in some deep water, and I really ain't got no time to deal with this the way I want to, but let me just say this to you. One of your first layers or levels to understanding validation and being able to validate yourself is the approval that you receive from your parents. And this is why a key responsibility of every parent is to be a parent. Now, I don't want to get in trouble here. This is a good bust you down to the white meat kind of moment. I'm going to try to be cool tonight, but let me just say this to all of you. When you become a parent first, and you become everything else second, right? This is so important because, again, a critical element to your ability to even validate yourself is what your parents deposited inside of you. Because if your parents deposited confidence inside of you, if your parents deposited correction inside of you, now, because I believe this, I believe that a key responsibility for every parent is not only to approve your kid, but it's also to correct your kid. It takes balance. If all you do is approve your kid, you're going to create a spoiled, rotten brat. If all you do is correct your kid, you're going to create a monster, a mean monster that's used to being beat upside the head for every little thing they do. You've got to have correct balance. My kids are sitting here laughing at me. You've got to have good balance here of correction and approval, because the balance of correction and approval is what creates validation. It plants a seed of validation inside of you. It creates a seed that is balanced inside of you so that you don't have to look external when you do well to be approved. You don't have to look external for people to pick you up when you fall down, because you have been balanced. The seed of balance, of correction. I feel like this is too psychological for y'all. The seed of balance through correction and through approval has been planted inside of you. Even biblically, look at Bible times. Biblically, even down to naming children, parents were instrumental in placing a demand on the future of their kids, right? So they weren't naming their kids in Bible times. I ain't gonna get in trouble here. They won't naming their kids in Bible times after champagne and after clothes. I'm trying not to get in trouble. Don't y'all come for pastor. They won't naming them after champagne and clothes. They were even associating names with their children because the naming ritual placed a demand on the future of the kids, right? And so this whole idea of validation, this whole idea of approval is really connected to the seeds that were deposited into you as a child. If a child feels like they can never please you, then they will seek to please other people. If a child feels like they can never get approval from you, they will seek to get that approval from somebody else. And so as parents, it's critical that you plant or deposit the seed of validation into your kids. Now, maybe you're saying, Pastor, that was never planted into me. My mama wasn't around, my daddy wasn't around, or maybe one of them wasn't around, or both of them wasn't around. And that was never planted into me. How can I have this seed of validation or this issue of validation corrected in me? Here's an easy way. You need to surround yourself with people who love you enough to not only lift you up, but tell you the truth, right? Get you some mentors, get connected to some friends that love you enough to be honest with you. And that will help to adjust this need to go external to people who will say and do whatever just to get from you what they need to get from you in the name of you receiving validation, right? So connect with people who will help to correct that in your life, and you'll see something different. But I cannot stress it enough. If you are a parent, make sure you plant the seed of validation into your children so that they understand that validation doesn't come external, it comes internal. That's number one. Reason number two. Is this blessing anybody? Is this helpful? Look at this. Reason number two. The second reason why people recklessly seek validation is this. I got to hurry. Look at this. It is a search for confidence through approval. It is a search. The reason they do it is because it is a search for confidence through approval. It is a search for confidence through approval. Watch this. When your confidence is misplaced, you'll forget your why and only focus on your what. When your confidence, I want you to record this, you're gonna be the smartest person on your job tomorrow. You're gonna be the smartest person at your Thanksgiving table next week if you do Thanksgiving. Watch this. The reason when your confidence is misplaced, you'll forget your why and only focus on what? When your confidence is misplaced, you will forget your why and only focus on your what. Why is this important? Because what you do will never compare to why you do it. Some of us do the things that we do, not because we really want to do it, but because we are seeking the confidence and the approval of other people. I have this conversation with young people all the time, and I tell them this, and I'm going to say this to all of you, because this ain't just a young person issue. This is an old folk issue too. Even down to what you post on social media, even down to what you allow people publicly to consume about your life, make sure that whatever you post, whatever you say, whatever you put out there is really what you really mean, and you're not doing it for a like or a share or some conversation. I'm here to tell you, whatever you do will never compare to why you do it. Nothing that you do will compare to what you do it. I said it Sunday, I'll say it again. When you focus on your why, when you focus on your purpose, your confidence will then start to come from the right source. You won't look for people to validate your ideas. You won't look for people to validate your dreams, your visions. You won't even look for people to validate mundane things like an outfit. You'll wear what you want to wear because you want to wear it. I remember a few years ago, my members used to get on me and say, Pastor, because I was teaching something and I told them about how sometimes when I go to Walmart, I just throw on some sweatpants and a sweatshirt and just go. And they like, no, I had some members, no, Pastor, you can't go out in public looking like that. You my pastor. Let me tell you something. I'm so confident in my skin that I'll wear what I want to wear where I want to wear it. It don't matter. I don't care if it's Walmart or Ruth's Chris. I can dress the same in both situations and be the same person. You've got to get that comfortable in your skin because, again, we have to make sure that our need for validation and our need for confidence building does not come from external sources, but that it comes from sources that are internal that people can't see, i.e. your spiritual walk with God, i.e. your inner peace about who it is that you built yourself to be. Because I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to record this. If you don't remember nothing I said in this 35, 40 minutes, I want you to remember this. You ready? If you depend on people to build you up, you're going to give them the power to break you down. Good God from Zion. Did you hear what I said? If you depend, my kids are laughing at me, on people to build you up, you are going to give them the power to break you down. And some of you are so easily broken down. Y'all not typing that fast enough. You need me to say it a third time. If you give people the ability to build you up, you are also giving them the power to break you down. And some of you right now get so razzle-dazzle. You get so razzle-dazzle by what people say, so razzle-dazzle by what people think, and that is because you have given them the power to build you up. Let me tell you something about compliments. Let me just start there. One easy way you can get your power back is by being careful about how you respond to compliments. Because I've discovered the same people that give you compliments today are the same people that will crucify you tomorrow. That's why in life, if you want your sources for validation to be even killed, this is practical, y'all. If you want your sources for validation to be even killed, let me help you. Never get too high, never get too low. Ride the middle. Come on, put in the comments. Never get too high, never get too low. Learn how to ride the middle, which means when you get compliments, don't get too big-headed. When people say crazy stuff, don't get too low and down on yourself. You got to learn how to ride the middle, because if you learn how to ride the middle, what you are doing is you're sending a signal out into your atmosphere that it don't matter if you say good stuff about me, don't matter if you say bad things about me, doesn't matter if you compliment me, doesn't matter if you run your mouth. I'm riding the middle, and I'm not allowing myself to get too high or too low, because my validation doesn't come from what you think. My validation doesn't come from your compliments. My validation doesn't come from your insults. My validation comes from who I am, knowing who I am, being comfortable in my own skin, and knowing what's inside of me. Again, don't get too high, don't get too low, ride the middle. Because again, I can't stress it enough. If you depend on people to build you up, you are giving them the power to break you down. If you depend on people to build you up, you are giving them the power to break you down. And you cannot allow yourself to do that under no circumstances. You can't give that people that much authority. All right. Is this making sense? Have y'all invited 5 people? It's not too late. I got one more reason. Have you invited 5 people? If you haven't, I want you to share this experience right now. Share it really quickly, because I've got one more reason I want to share with you, and then I'm done. And it's a very practical. This is a practical lesson tonight, but I hope it's helping you, because some of you need to get your power back. I don't know who I'm talking to spiritually or in the spirit, but let me just say this to you. Get your power back in this season. Stop walking around in this season giving people power and authority over your life based on whether or not they approve you, based on whether or not they're validating you, based on whether or not they like what you're doing, based on whether or not they understand what you're doing. No, your validation should not be external. Your validation should be on the inside of you. It should come from who you know, who you are, and most importantly, who you are connected to, right? Who has your purpose and your plan under complete control. So you've got to get your power back in this season if you're going to be anything that God's called you to be. All right. Look, third and final reason why people recklessly seek validation. Are you ready? Third and final reason why people recklessly seek validation is this. You ready? They confuse applause with well wishes. Good gracious. They confuse applause with well wishes. This is a powerful one here. They confuse applause with well wishes. Can I say this to y'all? In this season, for real, like any other in your life, it is critically important that you decipher who is for you and who is not. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm trying to help somebody. It is critical in this season. If you're going to be anything that God called you to be, if you're going to do anything that God called you to do, if you're going to be as great as God's called you to be, let me tell you something. One thing you're going to have to decipher, and that is who's for me and who's really not for me. You better know it, because I'm here to tell you, sometimes it's hard to tell them apart. Everybody that's clapping for you ain't happy. And everybody that's frowning for you ain't mad. Did y'all hear what I said? Everybody that's clapping for you ain't happy. And everybody that's frowning at you ain't mad. You've got to ask God for the wisdom to be able to tell the difference between who's for you and who's not for you, who's really in your corner and who's really taking up space. All right. Because the minute you figure that out, the minute you're going to be able to not confuse applause with well wishes. Just because folk clapping for you don't mean they wish you well. Just because people are praising you does not mean they wish good things on your life and your family and your career or whatever. You got to be able to tell the difference between the two, right? Which means you got to pay less attention to what you hear and less attention to the noise that's around you, right? Never confuse what you hear with what it is, because sometimes what it is is not the same as what you hear. Actions always speak louder than words. I don't know who I'm preaching to. This is so basic and fundamental tonight, but I'm talking about how we get validation. We get our validation back by not confusing applause with well wishes, by being able to decipher who's for us and who's not. That way, as we ride the middle, we don't get too high, we don't get too low, but as we ride the middle, we don't allow what people say and do to get the best of us. I'm done. Was this practical enough? There were the 3 reasons. Let me give you the 3 reasons again why people recklessly seek validation. Again, they are seeking to replace what was never deposited. It is a search for confidence through approval. And finally, they confuse applause with well wishes. This is just practical stuff. I want you to correct your emotional deficiency in this season. I don't want you to let people put you on an emotional roller coaster and be able to have you high one day and low the next day. No, you got to fix that. And one way you fix that is easy. Stop worrying so much about what people think about you. Stop worrying about so much what folk who ain't paying your bills, who ain't healing your body, who ain't sleeping with you. Stop worrying about what all of these folk got to say about you. And you got to learn how to ride the middle. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Take a compliment for what it is, take an insult for what it is, but ride the middle so that you understand you are intact internally to understand that really all of your help, for real, all of your strength, all of your confidence really comes from above. Did this bless anybody? If it did, I want you to fill it up with hearts right now. I want you to fill this broadcast up with hearts. If it blessed you, if this message made sense, I tell you, it doesn't get more practical than this. You can apply this to any walk of your life, and I hope you'll do that. Listen, it's prayer time. It's prayer time. I want you right now in the comments to type your prayer requests. Let me tell you something. Wow. I received some awesome prayer requests via email this week that were just powerful. Many of you are praying for some critical things in your life. And listen, Pastor's praying with you. He's praying for you. He's praying with you. He's praying concerning your situation. And I want you, if you need to email your prayer request, maybe it is something that is too personal to type in the comments, email me your prayer request at info@rehabcc.org. That's info@rehabcc.org. You can email me your prayer requests. And please, ma'am, sir, I would love to pray for you. I'll certainly respond to your prayer request to let you know I received it. Just put in the subject line prayer request. Those emails come directly to me. And I can't wait to pray for you and with you if you've got those types of situations. If not, type your prayer request in the comments right now. Come on, I'm giving you 40 seconds quickly. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter. Type your prayer requests in the comments right now because I want to pray over your prayer requests. I'm going to go back through these requests, make sure I read these requests so that I'm praying every morning, 5:03 in the morning. I get up. Before I work out, I am praying. I get on my knees and I pray over your requests that God might answer your prayers. And I want to do that for you in this season. Come on, type it. Are you typing? I need you to hurry. You got 30 seconds. I need you to hurry. Type your prayer requests in the comments right now because I want to pray for you. Yes, I'm praying for your family. Yes, I'm praying for your career. Yes, I'm praying for your health. Yes, I'm praying for your need to be validated. Some of you, I see you, really need to move out of that space of seeking confidence and approval from others. You got to move out of that space, that low emotional deficiency space, and really up your emotional intelligence and really find this confidence in yourself that's so necessary that it will cause you to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. Come on, type your prayer request, 15 seconds, quickly. Come on, Facebook. Come on, Instagram. Come on, Twitter. Type your prayer request quickly. I want to pray for you. We're about to touch and agree right now over this broadcast that God would answer your prayers, and I believe he's going to answer them. Listen again. I want to say it again. If you've got a prayer request that is too personal, email your prayer request to info@rehabcc.org, and I would love to pray for your prayer, pray over your prayer requests all week long as I'm doing for all of them, that God might answer your prayers. All right? Have y'all typed them in? I see some of you are still typing. Have you typed it in? I want you to type it in. Get it out right now because I need you to lock hands like this as a symbol of faith. We're getting ready to touch and agree. If you're by yourself, just lock your hands like this so that you and I can touch and agree. If you're near people, reach out, grab their hands. I want you to touch and agree with them. We're getting ready to pray. Getting ready to pray over your prayer request. I believe God's going to answer your prayer. All right. Are you ready? Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you tonight for your word. Thank you for reminding us of where validation and confidence comes, where our real self-esteem comes from. Help us, God, to take this word, this very practical word tonight, and apply it to our lives, to apply it to every area of our lives so that we don't seek validation from the wrong sources, but so that we remember at the end of the day, all of our help, all of our strength, all of our resources All of our physical and emotional stamina comes from you. Help us, God, to know that you are the source of our strength and you are indeed the strength of our lives. We don't want to be validated by anything that can change its mind. We don't want to be validated by anybody that can change their mind. But God, we thank you because your mind about us has been made up. And so we want to continue to trust you. We want to continue to seek you for more confidence, for more wisdom, for more self-esteem, so that, God, internally, you might build us up to understand that, again, all of our help indeed comes from you. Now, God, for every prayer request that's on this broadcast, for every prayer request that's sitting in the inbox right now, God, we speak to those requests that, God, you would heal families, that you would make ways, that you would open doors, that you would meet needs. Somebody right now has a tremendous need in their family. Somebody right now has a tremendous need in their career. Somebody right now has a tremendous need in their heart and mind. God, they've been emotionally hurt. They've been emotionally destroyed. They've experienced emotional trauma. Right now, God, I pray now that you would send healing to every request that's come across this line, healing to those individuals that need it, so that all of us, God, can be everything that you've called us to be. We thank you for these things, God, and count them done in Jesus' name. Amen. Listen, I want you to type in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. If you prayed with me, I want you to type in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. I want you to type it. Yes, it is so. Amen simply means it is so. So every time you say amen, you're just saying it is so. And so we're going to use the English version and just put in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. Come on, type it quickly. It is so. It is so. You're just saying to God, I believe what I prayed for. I know it's going to come to pass. I know you're going to work it out in my favor. All right. While you're typing that, if anybody wants to be saved, if anybody wants to dedicate their life to Christ, if anybody wants to commit their life to Christ, this is a powerful time to do it. I don't want you to leave the line right now. I want you to stay on the call right now because we're getting ready to pray together. Romans 10:9 tells us that if we confess with our mouths, believe with our heart that Jesus Christ is who he is, did what he did for us, we are saved. It's that simple. Salvation is a matter of confession. And somebody tonight heard this message on validation, and you discovered that you need to redirect not only your source of confidence, but you also need to redirect your source of strength. We all, and strength and trust, we all need to put our trust in God because he is the one ultimately that is going to bring us out, bring us through any situation that we face, any circumstance that we go through. If you want to be saved, I want you to stop what you're doing right now. I don't care if you're driving. I want you to pull over. If you're in the kitchen, I want you to cut the TV down. I want you to listen to me right now. If you want to be saved, I want you to repeat this prayer with me. And if you repeat this prayer of faith, I'm here to tell you, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what you're going through. Pastor, I'm too raggedy to be saved. No, you're not in too low of a position where God can't reach down and save you. I'm here to tell you, I'm a living witness that if he saved me, he can certainly save you. And so God wants to do it right now. If you want to be saved, stop what you're doing. And I want you to repeat this prayer after me. Are you ready? Repeat it with me. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I've made some mistakes. I have some flaws. But I do believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, lived on this earth just like I'm living. He suffered, bled, and died on the cross. But 3 days later, rose again for my sins. Because he lives, I can live, and I am saved. Listen, if you prayed that prayer, I want to welcome you to the royal family of Jesus Christ. Wow, what a powerful decision you have made to dedicate your life to Christ, to give your life to him. I am so incredibly proud of you. I'm so happy to welcome you into the largest family that ever existed. That is the royal family of Jesus Christ. Now, I need you to find you a church home. I don't care where you are. Don't care where you live. Maybe you're here in the Triad where we are, or maybe you're far across the country. Maybe you're out of this country. I need you to find you a church home somewhere. There's a Bible teaching, Bible preaching, community serving church. And I want you to join that church so that you can now you've got a Romans 10:9 testimony. Now God wants to give you an Acts 2:38 testimony. He wants to surround you with other believers so that as his presence falls, he fills you with the gift of the Holy Ghost. I believe in the power of the Holy Spirit. And I want to challenge you to find you a church somewhere where you can be filled so that your life and your behavior and your actions can change. Maybe you're looking for a church home and you found a home in rehab. I'm here to tell you, We have enough room for one more member, and I would love for you to be a part of our ministry. You should see moderators on the screen. If you want to be a part of our ministry and join our church, I'm here to tell you, I would love to be your pastor. I would love to walk alongside you on this journey that is your life, and this experience that God has you on. So simply like the comment of one of those moderators. You should see it on your screen, regardless of the network. Now, you should see it on the screen. Simply like their comment, and then they will reach out to you, get some information from you. And we would love to welcome you to the nicest church. We ain't the largest church on the planet. We're not the biggest church, not the flashiest church, but we are the nicest church on the entire planet, and that is the Rehab Christian Center. And I would love to welcome you to our church, and I would love to be your pastor. All right. Make sure you like those moderators. Listen, I would love for you to be a part of our ministry. Make sure you like the moderators' comment so that they can get some information from you, and we would love to welcome you to our ministry. Listen, it's giving time. I want to challenge you to give. Can I challenge you to give? If this message blessed you tonight, if this message was a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to give and sow into this ministry. I believe that this message was certainly a blessing to somebody. I can certainly tell from the responses tonight that somebody really received the word from this word. And so I want to challenge you to give. I'm here to tell you that you can't expect anything in your life to grow if you don't sow into it. You can't expect anything. That's spiritually, emotionally, relationships, it doesn't matter, career, doesn't matter. You can't expect anything to grow that you do not sow into. So I want to challenge you to give. If this message blessed you tonight, you can give into our ministry. You can give one of three ways. You can give via Cash App at $ REHABCC Give. That's Cash App, $ REHABCC Give. Or you can give through our website at www.rehabcc.org. That's www.rehabcc.org. Just simply click on online giving, or you can give from your cell phone by texting Rehab Works. That's two words as one word, Rehab Works, to 88202. Text Rehab Works to 88202 and right to your cell phone. You'll see the prompts, and you can follow the prompts, and you can give right from your cell phone. Again, I want to give you these three ways because I want you to sow into this word tonight. I want you to sow into this ministry. This is fertile ground. God has used our ministry just under 7 years to feed and clothe over 20,000 people. And we've really used this COVID season to really be a blessing to our ministry because of the ways that we have sown into our community and really this area for the first 7 years of our existence. And so you're sowing into good ground. And I want to challenge you tonight to give. Again, these are the three ways you can give. You can give via Cash App at $ REHABCC Give. That's $ REHABCC Give. You can give through our website at www.rehabcc.org. That's www.rehabcc.org. Or you can give from your cell phone by texting Rehab Works. Text the word Rehab Works to 88202. Text to 88202 the word Rehab Works, and right to your cell phone. You'll get the prompts, and you can follow those prompts, and you can give right from your cell phone. I'm here to tell you God's going to bless you in a tremendous way. How is he going to do it? Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He's going to send somebody to be a blessing to you. And you hear me say it every single week because I'm a living witness that what people won't do, God will send somebody somewhere to be a blessing to you. And it's all because of how you give. All right. I thank you tonight for tuning in. I hope Life Study, did this bless anybody? Certainly hope it blessed you. If it did, make sure, do me a favor. If you stuck around with us all the way to the end, make sure you share this video. I want you to share this video if you're watching live. If you're watching the replay and it blessed you, I want you to hit that share button. And I want you to share this video with 5 people and tell them to watch this very practical message on validation. I promise you it's going to bless somebody in a tremendous way. And I'm so grateful for your support. Do me a favor. I want to see you too Sunday morning, 9:08 a.m. For our Sunday morning worship experience. What a powerful time we had this past Sunday. I'm expecting God to move in another powerful way this coming Sunday, and I want you to be a part of it. So make sure you share this video, and then I want you to invite 5 people to tune in with you on Sunday morning, 9:08 a.m. sharp for our Sunday morning virtual experience. And I cannot wait to see you then. Again, I want to remind you, and you'll see a video right after this before the broadcast ends. I want to remind and encourage all of you again to support our capital campaign. Wow, we are in the middle of a capital campaign that's going to start the first Sunday in December. And so if this ministry has certainly been a blessing to you, I want to encourage all of you to consider being a blessing to our ministry as we look to go to the next phase of our ministry and continue to grow and expand the way God is blessing us. All right. I love all of you. I'm praying for you and your family. I want you to have a powerful and tremendous week. Don't forget, validation is not an external situation. It's an internal responsibility. And I want you to apply that word to your life this week. And I promise you, God's going to bless you in a tremendous, tremendous way. All right. I love you. I'm praying for you and your family. Peace and blessings.
What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb, and I am the proud pastor and founder of the Rehab Christian Center. Listen, this message in this video is twofold. One, let me thank you for all of your support for us during the COVID season that we've been experiencing. We're still not back in the building, but I can't say thank you enough to all of our members and to all of our partners near and far who have been instrumental in partnering with us and helping to engage with us and also helping to sow into our ministry on a consistent basis so that we can continue to do ministry the way we do it. So I'm grateful to you. I am certainly praying that the messages, that the ministry, that the teachings have been impactful to you in your life. I'm grateful and so grateful for all that you've done for us over this last 6-7 months. Because of your giving, we have been positioned now to go ahead and do some upgrades and some renovations to our equipment here in the building to prepare for a return back to the building. Don't know when we're coming back, but I do know that we're going to be coming back, and hopefully soon. And so we're working on some sound things and video things. We want to continue to bring this experience to you in both an in-person and virtual space. And so I'm grateful for your giving. It has made that possible. And I simply can't say thank you enough. Now, I want to challenge you. Here's the second reason. We are looking at this building and thinking about whether or not we're going to continue our journey here, if we're going to purchase this space, or if we're going to look to purchase and move on to another space. And so I'm here to introduce our capital campaign. I want to challenge you every single first Sunday, starting in December, to consider planting a $99 seed into our ministry. That's for members, that's for visitors, that's for people who frequent our ministry, who are not members, but they really enjoy the ministry that takes place here. I want to challenge you to sow a $99 seed every first Sunday. One of the things that we want to do is we want to show the banks and we want to show potential lenders that we are prepared for this next phase of ministry that God has us. And so I'm grateful. We'll be celebrating 8 years next August if the Lord wills us. And I want to position us to occupy the land. It might be this land, it might be another land, but I want to position us to occupy the land. And so you should see our mediums of giving on the screen right now. I want to challenge you every first Sunday, starting in December, to plant a $99 seed into this ministry. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to do it. If you're a member of this church, I absolutely am expecting you to continue to sow and plant into your ministry. And I promise you, God's going to bless you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He's going to send people to be a blessing to you because of how you blessed us. All right. And so don't forget the capital campaign. You have been challenged, and I'm grateful for what God's going to do because of your giving. Listen, I love you. I'm praying for you and your family. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for watching the Rehab Christian Center live experience. If this broadcast has been a blessing to you and you would like to be a blessing to our leader, Dr. Zeb Talley III, you can sow a seed into his ministry by Cash App at $Pastor ZT3. It is our prayer that this message of hope encourage, enlighten, and empower you to be better. Please tune in Sunday at 9:08 a.m. for our Sunday morning experience. And as always, be